Hello, we're going to look at our basic Pilates positions and muscles of engagement. I'm going to give you as many little simple tips on how to get the best out of this for yourself. I'm going to start by describing the area of your body that you are most likely to become more aware of. And for an actor, it's a very important area of your body because it's your core, it's involved in your voice, your breath, your strength of how you use your body when you're moving around in space and where you are orienting yourself in space. So really important set of muscles. And as you're working with Pilates, what it's going to do is it's going to bring much more awareness of where you can stabilize yourself from, to have freedom in your arms and your legs. So we're going to start with you finding those deep abdominal muscles first of all. I'm going to show you and then you can come down to lie back on your back. So in Pilates, we don't press our lower backs into the floor in the beginning. So not pressing into the floor, but having what we call a neutral spine. So there's a space where your hands go underneath your lower back, depending on the shape of your back. A good way to discover whether or not you're in a neutral position is to put your hands on your hip bones at the front. You can feel those bony bits sticking up. And then your pubic bones are a bit further down in front of your pelvis. Oh, dog, go away. And you want your hip bones and your pubic bones to feel like they're fairly level. So if I balanced a glass of water on that area here, right where my pelvis is, it wouldn't necessarily fall over. Unless I moved my pelvis, pressed it into the floor, which we're not going to do to begin with. We're not going to use that position to begin with. We're going to use a neutral position to begin with. So that's the first thing that I want you to do, is just have a go. Pause the video, lie down and see if you can find what feels like a neutral position. Okay, you've paused the video, you've had a go, and you're coming back now to try the next part, which is engaging those muscles, those deep abdominal muscles. So put your hands back on those bony bits in the front of your pelvis. So if I roll over to the side, right here and here, there's two bony parts of your pelvis. And then whilst you're lying on your back, you're going to walk your fingers in a little bit, not massive amount, just a little bit, maybe about 2 centimeters. And right there is where you'll feel your deep abdominal muscles engaging when you do engage them. But when you're lying on your back and you relax those muscles in your neutral position, you can squish your fingers in there. But if you tighten those deep abdominal muscles by imagining there's a belt around your waist and it's tightening, you're tightening it with your muscles, you might feel those muscles pushing up against your fingers, something getting a bit harder, the muscles under your fingers. Just feeling if that's possible. So you can just do this lying back on your back just now and hearing my voice. See if you can find those muscles and tightening to see if there's any pushing up against them. If that doesn't work, that belt around your waist, there are other ways to do it. So try that one. And then you can try imagining that your two hip bones are moving together. So whilst that's not actually physically possible, in trying to do that, that can activate those muscles because we're all wired differently. Different things work from different people, for different people, and you might find more activity on one side than the other. Again, if that still doesn't work for you, that's okay. There are lots of different ways. So the next way I'm going to ask you to do is just to imagine that you're going to tuck your tailbone under, tip your pelvis, like this, curling under, but you're not going to make that movement. As if you're going to do that movement. So it feels like you're going to do it, but you don't make any movement. That can often really engage those muscles. So just trying that again. Do the movement a wee bit and see how it feels. And then return to your neutral. And as if you were going to do it, sometimes that just switches the muscles, flicks them on nicely, and then relax. So you're going to pause the video and just take a minute or two practicing switching those muscles on, trying all three of those. Maybe one of them is very specific and works for you straight away. Then use that one. Just notice those muscles as you do it. So go ahead and pause and have a little practice. So now you've come back, you've unpaused the video and you've got a good sense of where in your body those muscles feel like they're awakening up. You're going to stay in your neutral position, check your neutral position again. Let your arms rest by your side this time because you don't need them. What you want to start to learn is not feedback from outside by touching with your hands, but the feedback of the muscles themselves. So this connection has started to awaken. You've also got feedback from the ground beneath you, so you can feel the back surface of your body on the floor. You feel the pressure of the ground against not your lower back, because that's probably arching, but your pelvis on the floor. So just noticing that you can feel parts of your pelvis. If you're on a carpet, you don't feel it quite as much as if you're on a hard floor. And then feel like you can engage that set of muscles. Whichever version you're going to do, engage that set of muscles. And then bring up your right leg to a 90-degree angle. If it's your left leg you need to start with, that's fine as well. So you want to have your knee directly above your hip and your pelvis not moving. So just check that you haven't gone lift your leg up and move your pelvis. Put your leg back down, re-find your neutral pelvis, feel for your muscles engaging and lift up your right leg. Good. If you've got that and you can feel those muscles doing something, you're going to challenge them a little bit more by lowering that leg with control down to the floor, lightly touch the ground, and then bring it back up again. So the pelvis is stable because you're engaging your deep abdominal muscles, and the leg is moving to challenge them. I have my head turned to look towards you, but actually it's much better to have your head in alignment with your spine. So go ahead and put your head back into the correct alignment. You don't need to look at me anymore. All I want you to do, I'll continue doing it, but all I want you to do is find the alignment of your spine, head in line with your pelvis, and feel for your leg lowering as you breathe out. As you breathe in, bring it back up. If the breathing is feeling like it's too much information, forget about it. But if you're okay to do it, go ahead. Whichever way, keep breathing. Lowering as you breathe out, breathing in, coming back up. Breathing out, lowering down, lightly touching. Breathing in, coming back up. This time as you breathe out, lower your leg down and feel both feet back firmly on the ground. Bring your attention back to your pelvis. Check you're still in your neutral position with your arms relaxed. And you're going to shift to lift your left leg off the floor to a 90-degree angle. Remembering to feel the core muscles switching on as you lift it up. Just check you've not tipped your pelvis. Put your foot back down, just make sure you're in your alignment. Bringing the leg up without moving your pelvis. And then when you're ready, with that sense of awareness in your core, the tightening of the belt or the lifting up, the drawing together of the pelvis, hips, you're going to lower your leg, exhale, lightly touch. Inhale, bring your leg back up again. Exhale, lowering, lightly touching. Inhale, back up again. I'm going at my breathing pace. You could go slower. Exhale. If you've had a stressful day, it's nice to go slowly, slowing your system down. Lowering on exhale, lifting on inhale. Don't worry if the breathing doesn't work for you today. Often it's the thing that I hear from people the most is the breathing is the trickiest part in the beginning. What we want to focus on is the sensation in the pelvis, that your pelvis is stable and your leg is starting to become more relaxed. Your shoulders, your chest, the weight of your head dropping into the floor, so all that's moving is your leg. And it's moving with a little bit of sense of freedom. And then bring your foot back down onto the ground, both feet back on the ground. So deciding where your feet are, if you take your feet too far away, it can be uncomfortable on your body after a while. So, and same with your feet too close in, it can give you cramp around your calves and make your knees hurt. So it's about finding that right place where your legs are supported. And let's take a few breaths here, just noticing the awareness of the back of your body, the way your pelvis rests on the ground, the way your ribs rest on the ground. And that your shoulders are not up around your ears, that your shoulders can be relaxed. So we're going to just do a little exercise for the shoulders. You're going to turn your palms to face down and reach your fingertips towards your feet. So there's an activity in your chest, in your shoulders. And you're going to let your head roll from side to side. So noticing that maybe as you roll your head, there's a bit of a pulling sensation through your arms, through your shoulders. Nothing painful, but just perhaps a recognition of some of the tension you might be holding in there. And as you do this, you're massaging all the connective tissue on the back of your head. It's like giving yourself a little massage. A lot of the tension we hold around the skull transfers down into other parts of the body. And then bring your head back into the center. And I want you to let go of your arms. So they're relaxed now. You're not doing anything active with them. And then find that activity again by reaching through the fingertips. So you've got an opposite end of the scale. Fully reaching and engaged arms, and then letting go and fully relaxed arms. Fully reaching, keep breathing normally, and fully letting go. So we want really somewhere in between. So you're not hyperly tense in your shoulders and chest, but you're not completely relaxed either. So see if you can find it in between place. That's it. I'm just noticing that active but relaxed state of your shoulders. The weight of your head, you know your head weighs the same as a bowling ball, 11 pounds or thereabouts. Pretty heavy. So let the heaviness of your skull be felt. Good. Bit of activity in the arms and the shoulders. And then can you bring back the awareness of the stability in your pelvis and your core? Feeling that engagement. And just noticing if you can switch those muscles on. Good. And then relaxing there. Just relaxing there while I show you what you're going to do next. So what you're going to do next is find all of those, I'll talk you through them, all of those starting positions, your core engaged, they're reaching through your fingertips, not fully. And then your arms are going to come up. And they're going to come up as far as you can allow them without your shoulders creeping up around your ears. So there's a sense that your shoulders are just keeping a bit of space between your ear and your shoulder. So a sliding down feeling, but not a forced feeling. And if you've got the space to make a circle with your arms, go ahead and make that circle with your arms. So your arms are going to come up as you breathe out. As you breathe in, your arms can make a circle. If you don't have room to make a circle, arms come up and then they come straight back down by your sides. Or if you prefer that, arms coming up, arms coming down. Exhaling arms up, inhaling arms back around. So coming back down onto the floor, take your time to find your neutral position. So not pressing your back into the floor. This might seem very specific, but this is the work of Pilates. It's very mindful in its approach. You become very conscious of what your body's doing and it becomes very connected. Once you've got your neutral position, feel if you can tighten those deep abdominal muscles. I use the word tighten, but really what we're working towards is a sense of awakening them, so that you're not just gripping them. But in the beginning, it's easier to think of them sometimes as tightening, that there's an awareness of these muscles as your stabilizers. Once you've got them, either by the belt, the hips joined together, or imagine you're going to tuck your pelvis. And then slide your fingertips down towards your feet, but find some relaxed sensation in your shoulders, so everything is ready. And then when you are ready, breathe in to be still, and then exhale. Let your arms float up. Inhale, either opening them out wide or bringing them back down by your sides. Exhale, arms coming up. Inhale, arms coming down or around. Exhale, feeling the weight of your head. Inhale, keeping a sense of your core engaged. Good. Arms coming up, exhale. Arms coming around, inhale. Exhale, arms coming up. Inhale, arms going around. Exhale, arms coming up. Inhale, arms going around. Good. I want you to take a rest there and just have a little look towards the camera in a comfortable way. And I'm going to ask you to add something in. So next time your arms come down, I want you to bring up your right leg to 90 degrees. This is now your starting position. As you exhale, lower your leg down, lightly touch the floor as your arms come up. As you inhale, bring your arms back around in a circle or back down by your sides, whichever version of the arms feels good to you. So while you're doing this exercise in a moment, I want you to pay attention to your pelvis not moving, just like you did when you did legs only, and your arms circling. If the arms feels like too much and you want to just focus on the legs, then that's fine as well. So coming back to lying down back on your back. I'm going to talk you through this, arms and legs together. Bringing up your right leg to 90 degrees, feeling for your core being stable. Reach your fingertips down slightly, feel the weight of your head. As you bring your arms up, lightly touch the floor with your foot. As you bring your arms back down again, your leg comes up. Leg lowers, arms come up. Leg lifts, arms come down. I imagine sometimes as I'm doing this, that as my hands come down, I'm pressing this giant lever that makes my leg float up. Leg down, hands up. Exhale, hands down. Sorry, not exhale. Just keep breathing. Don't worry about the breathing on this one. One more. Just keep breathing. Bring your leg down. Bring your hands back down. We're going to change sides, bringing up the left leg to 90 degrees, keeping that sense of neutral, a feeling of your core engaged, whether it's the belts or the hip bones pulling together. A little bit of activity through the shoulders, not massive stretch, but a little bit of reach. A softness in the shoulders as well. When you're ready to lower your left leg, lightly touch the floor, arms come up. If you want to think about the breathing on this one, you can do. So it's the same. Exhale, leg lowers, arms come up. Inhale, leg returns, arms come down. Exhale, lightly touch. Inhale, back up. Remembering if it's too much information, just do the leg. Lowering on exhale, lifting on inhale. Lowering on exhale, lifting on inhale. Keeping going at your own pace of your own breath, or following my pace if that feels useful. Two more, with or without the arms. And then bring your foot back down. Bring your feet in close towards yourself and give yourself a wee hug. And massage your lower back by rocking from side to side. So although it shouldn't cause you any pain in your lower back, sometimes if we're not used to being held in one position for a long time, it can feel a little bit of a strain. You can even do a little circular motion as well. Feels quite nice to do that. Both directions, whatever feels good in your lower back. And then bring your feet back down onto the ground. Let your arms relax down by your side. Hopefully you're beginning to start to notice something of an awareness in your core. I'm going to pause it here because 20 minutes is probably a decent amount of time for you to start with, and I will create another video with some more information for when you're ready.